Hey guys, welcome to the stream. I'm just going to do a short stream today. I just had a few things I wanted to cover, not too much, but I noticed a lot of people were streaming today. I wanted to do it a little bit earlier, but I saw Faith Goldie, Kevin J. Johnson, uh, Joe Hazelton, and a few other people were also streaming. So I was like, okay, I'll wait, I'll wait. But hey, Fredrick, hey, Verbal Armament. It says there's nobody in the chat right now at the moment, so I don't know exactly what's going on. Honk honk. How's it going, guys? Okay, there are 3 people. But yeah, there's a few tweets I wanted to go over, and also some Twitter accounts that I want to show you guys. I recommend that you follow them on Twitter because they got a lot of good information, a lot of funny stuff, and as well as Kevin J. Johnson, I wanted to talk about because if you haven't heard about what happened to him so far, he is he's apparently supposed to pay this guy Fredrick or something $2.5 million. So an insane amount of money for this documentary or something that he hasn't even released yet. And he's saying that the things that Kevin has said about him has caused his son to be bullied, as well as him to lose a bunch of money, which is all just probably bullshit lies. But I got to be careful what I say to allegedly. I'm not saying that's for sure because I want to be sued too, but this is what they do, right? And look at Kevin J. Johnson. The video that he released probably had like 1,000 views on it. So they're doing this on purpose. They want to shut down smaller type creators to make them feel like they're afraid too. It's like, hey, even if you only have 1,000 views, 200 views, 100, you're not safe. Like, they think they're only going to be going for the bigger content creators, but no, really, they are going to be going for mostly a lot of the smaller ones. And these are the ones that get shut down each and every day, but practically nobody hears about it and nobody makes a big stink about it. But if Paul Joseph Watson or whoever else loses their account, then yeah, lots of people would know about it. But me, Kevin J. Johnson, some other people with 10,000 or less, nobody would know. Hey, Andy, how's it going? Hey, Jamie, Demeter, what do you think of Zionism? I don't like Zionism. I don't think it's good. If it depends on if you define it as like just being a nationalist, I guess, then I would be fine with it. But if you start saying it's like, it's also, them messing with American politics and APAC and all this other shit, then I'm like, no, I don't like Zionism, right? But if you're just classifying it as kind of like nationalism, I guess, but but no, I'm not for. I think they should have never built Israel there to begin with. To be honest, I think it was a big mistake, and it caused a lot of issues now that we have to deal with. What's up, AJ? Please tell me that Trudeau is finished, for God's sakes, Canada. Yeah, I would hope so, Gaius, but Canadians are pretty stupid, and they may keep voting in retards. But yeah, I agree. I don't like Zionism or people that are typically Zionists, because they're also usually neocons a lot of the times, and are like, oh, we need to go and bomb Iran and kill all their scientists, and we need to invade Syria and invade this and invade this. It's like for the protection of Israel, and you're like, nah, fuck Israel. Stop giving them money. Just stop defunding Israel and all other countries. It's a waste of money. Just like, yeah, right, exactly. Just stop giving money to Palestine, to Israel, to all these countries. Dude, we all oh, happy birthday. Oh, thank you, Cal Fritzy. I appreciate the happy birthday wish, and I thank you for the other donations you gave me, that $30. I really appreciate that. Like, it's like I said, I don't really know what to say, but thank you a lot. But thank you for the birthday wishes. Yeah, Israel. Yeah, the more you look into it, the more fucked up it is, right? The more you look into Israel, and but it's complex, right? It is complicated because, you know, they were more type liberal for a while until like the 1980s, until a lot of like the Russian type Jews started leaving Russia from being excommunicated from there, or that's what they said, right? So, you know, and then they started becoming a little bit more, uh, I guess, militaristic and stuff after that. But, you know, I don't know too much about Israel, so I don't want to say too much about it necessarily. But from what I see, I don't think it's a good entity per se. And but I'm not like we need to destroy Israel and for the destruction of Israel like some Palestinians and shit. I think that there's a lot of people that are living there that are just regular people, innocent people too, right? So it's unfortunate the situation that we're in now, where, you know, like they're like, oh, we need a two-state solution, but no side really wants that. You know, I really don't think maybe they would in the future one day live alongside, but I don't know. It's, you know, honestly, yeah, it's people, and especially in America, they're completely. It's amazing how much control such a little tiny country has over American politics. How they're able to make them create laws against protesting their nation, or against you know, boycotting their nation, whereas like you should be able to boycott any nation you want, right? But somehow they have the power to do that, which is pretty amazing if you think about it. I didn't watch Maiden's video. She is withdrawing from YouTube. Yeah, I saw that. If you guys go to MaidenLiberty, go to her channel, watch her stuff. She said she's withdrawing from YouTube, and because she's saying she's not getting the views that she thinks she deserves, she gets. And I agree, right? Sometimes YouTube fucks with people's algorithm, and sometimes it's difficult for people to get noticed. And, you know, sharing right now and stuff helps. So go to MaidenLiberty's channel, go check out her latest video that she made, and yeah, try to help her out, try to share her stuff, watch her stuff, comment on it. That helps as well. You know, give her some feedback, what you think you could possibly help her with her channel, you know. So let me check out the chat here. Israel research weapons to target certain ethnic groups. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about Israel doing that. I love Jewish people, but that state should have never been created. Yeah, I agree with you, Cal Fritzy. Like, you know, there's nothing. I have nothing wrong with, no issue with most Jewish people I've ever met. But the creation of Israel was just a terrible idea. Why are we forcing diversity on Israel and Palestine? I don't know, Fred. I was just thinking, what should we watch while I procrastinate on errands? And then bam, AJ's stream showed up. Woot, woot. Oh, hey Kelly Day, how's it going? Hope you're having a good day. I unsubbed from her, so yes, something is up. Oh, you got unsubbed from her? So yeah, like I don't know, something's messing with her stuff for sure. And she comes from Quebec, and she's an English speaker from Quebec. She has a, you know, perspective from there. So go check her out. You know, sub to her, share her stuff around. She's been disenchanted at having so few views between the shadow banning and the people that would rather watch Oh My Balls. I was unsubbed. Neither do I let her on TCR. Yeah. No, I told her I wanted to bring her on my show at one point. So we'll do that too, you know, to help her out. But, you know, sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes you just need to get the right, you know, I don't know. It's hard, right? I don't know why some of my videos hit. Like I made that one video about, what was it? Trudeau and that gay loony, and it's like 35,000 views almost, right? And I'm like, I don't know why. You know, I couldn't fucking tell you why, you know, how the algorithm works or how this or that works, right? So, the creation of Israel was justified. They were just went through World War II. We are so far from the world experience during that time. Well, that's, I don't know if they were justified. and like just saying, hey, Palestinians, we're going to move you because this was apparently the home of Jewish people 2,000 years ago. So we're going to put you here and you're going to have to move aside, right? It's like, I don't know. I don't know if that was the best thing to do. Explain why I wasn't seeing her vids. Right, yeah, it's Zionist, right? But speaking of some of the clown world stuff that I was going to talk about, you guys, I don't know if you've heard about this tweet that went viral, but sorry, what was this girl? So look at this girl, Dev. So can't stop thinking about how yesterday a white girl in my class said that she's planning on never having kids because she doesn't want to create any more white people. So look at this tweet. It got 140,000 likes, 23,000 retweets. Now, and you look at the responses too. They're like, oh, this girl's a hero. Oh, I love her. Oh, hilarious, very ethical. This gives me hope. This is the whitest thing I've ever heard. I like her. She's doing Lord's work. It's like the amount of joy that people get from this white girl's self-hatred, right? Like, what other race feels this way? Very few, right? Very few other races, white people, like specifically white people, because they're constantly fed the narrative that they're evil, that they're bad, that they've done horrible things. And I can tell you, I remember that at a certain point, when maybe it was like 18 or 17, I remember thinking to myself, not even because of the media or the teachers or whatever telling you that white people are bad or anything like that. Well, they do that. They're more blatant about it now, but it was a lot more subtle before. And all you're ever fed in your life is, how white people created slavery. Oh, how they did this, how they were Nazis, how this and that, how, all the bad things you ever see in the movies or in school is always depicting white people doing bad shit. So you're like, the only impression that you're really left with is kind of like, wow, we do a lot of bad shit. I remember thinking to myself, I was like, it wouldn't even be a bad thing if white people died off because, we do so much bad shit. We've caused so much suffering, right? And I remember thinking, I was like, so I can almost understand why these people think the way they do because, they don't even necessarily need to be told that. Whereas, like I said, it is being told. People are being told that now. Before it was more subtle. It was more subtle about it, but now it's like, you shouldn't have babies with white men because you'd be promoting white supremacy. Like there's been articles about that recently, this and that, like continuously. And it's like they're showing white families as bad. And like I said, all the history we ever learned about is how white people did terrible things. And then you got all these other idiots going and praising this and clapping her and saying, oh, she's a hero. Wow, what a great woman. And you got this Asian girl just like, oh, this whiteness, this girl, her whiteness, and she's, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, this is disgusting, man. The amount of joy people get from having white people diminish or want to eradicate themselves sickens me. It honestly does. It fucking sickens me. Let me check the chat here. Neither do I let CRC. Let me see. Base Brat. Hey, Base Brat, how's it going? Hey, Toxic Threads. Hey, Diamond. Hello, all. Let me check out. Hey, my nugs. White people built the space shuttle. When you're told a lie long enough, it becomes the truth in people's minds. I'm white. I didn't do anything bad. I don't feel guilty. Jews and Muslims were into slavery before white got to North America. It was in the Bible. Yeah, it was. Hey, heathen. How's it going? I can't believe what people are buying into. But yeah, the amount of likes that tweet had was 130,000 likes, like, or almost 140,000. So that's a lot of people. And that's just a small representation of a much larger sum of people that think that way, think it's like a good thing. Like I always say, whenever I saw that thing with Cenk Uygur, in 2015, I think it was, and he's like, "Oh, white people are going to become a minority by 2050." And everybody in the crowd was clapping. I was like, "Huh? Uh, okay. Uh, that's not good. I don't like that. Like, what kind of fucking mindset do you have where it's going to be a good thing that we're going to be a minority? Like, you must think we're monsters. Clearly you think we're fucking monsters. We're just born, not the whites. It's lies, though. The devil is a liar. He called the accuser for a reason. Hey, Saint, how's it going? Yep, welcome to the clown world. I've never felt any guilt about anything I have done. Yeah, exactly. You know, they try to make us feel guilt continuously about stuff our ancestors did. And, you know, I keep reading in articles. I was reading one just today, and it was talking about like, oh, these white people, they need to feel the guilt for they keep trying to shy away from it, but we need to like force it on them. And you're like, no, I'm never going to feel guilty. You know, even if my dad did fucking something horrible and he enslaved people, I wouldn't feel guilty about it. You know why? Because I didn't do it. Like, stop trying to manipulate me and make me feel guilty for things other people did. Because everybody's ancestors have done horrible things in the past, and it's going to continue to happen in the future. And it's like you can't do this guilt by association thing continuously with people. It's like, stop blaming the sons for the sins of the father. Like, haven't we like realized this already? Can we like move past this type of basic common sense shit? Like, Jesus fucking Christ, people. Like, I don't know what's wrong with them. But you know, that's why that's why I always say I'm against democracy, because there's just lots of stupid people I just don't trust voting. Hey, Boingo Bear, how's it going? Chad, hey, Chad Phrase, what's up? I'm enjoying my white privilege here. It is great. Yeah, I agree. I like my my white privilege. I suppose I get a white privilege by getting blamed, by having everything blamed on me, having the majority of taxpayer money being taken from specifically white men. You know, plus in Canada here, we don't get special privileges like a lot of Aboriginals get, where you get a lesser sentence for crimes because of colonization and residential schools or some ridiculous stuff. You know, did you guys hear about that one Senator Lisa? What's her name? Or I can't remember her name, but she's suspended now without pay from the Senate because she released those letters about the residential school, and some of them were kind of like offensive. People are like, "Oh, you got to take down these racist things," and yeah, I think the Conservatives voted to expunge her, right? So, you know, we don't care about freedom of speech, especially the Conservatives. Like, there's more and more evidence that the Conservatives in Canada are going to be exactly like the Theresa May Conservatives in the UK, like the UK and Europe. You know, those are the future Conservatives for Canada. You know, they don't care about free speech. They don't call out the Morgan Ogre thing when people are facing that. And are they gonna, you know, like, what about Kevin J. Johnson too, man? Like $2.5 million he has to pay. He's obviously going to appeal it, and apparently he's saying that, you know, there's perjury involved because they lied, which makes sense because he hasn't even released the video yet, and he's saying that movie that he released or something has caused him to lose $750,000, as well as his son being bullied and all this other nonsense. So somehow that, you know, and we got all these activist judges and the police working against us. You know, it's obvious. We see the police, the RCMP, working with Trudeau administration to try to get the Norman guy, try to screw him over. So, you know, these people are corrupt, working with Trudeau. You know, the judges, a lot of them are activists, also going to vote in favor of Trudeau's policies and stuff. Right? It's nonsense. Then you got the Human Rights Tribunal taking people to court and making them pay tons of money to fucking trannies, right? And then they're charging all these people, and this is making people like me worry and be like, oh, do I have to start to worry about what I say now because somebody's gonna sue me for defamation and this and that? So whereas like, you should watch what you say always, but it's just ridiculous now. And I don't want to live like it is in the UK or Sweden or Norway or something, or what's that place, New Zealand. I saw something the other day where people are showing up, cops are showing up at people's homes to discuss tweets they made. And it's like, oh, you said this about immigration. Are you sure you think about that? They're wasting resources going to people's homes for this stupid fucking nonsense. It's stupid. Don't forget the RCMP got caught plotting a terrorist attack and framing noble Canadians. Yeah, exactly. Right. This CSIS was also like they fabricated like a whole Nazi thing in Canada that didn't exist. Like, it's these people are corrupt. He needs to start a Patreon. Who needs to start one? Who needs to start a Patreon? If you look into any of the stuff in Cali schools, it's beyond creepy. Just like what I've heard about happening up in Canada. Hey, it's Canada, not Canada. They have care of this Muslim protectionist. Oh, California is just like it's like a heaping pile of shit. Like I'm just saying, like just the stuff that goes on there with their laws and the things that get passed in that country. It's just amazing, right? Yeah, I know you're joking, buddy. But Kevin J. Johnson, yeah, he needs to start a subscriber star, not a Patreon. Don't go to Patreon. I removed my Patreon account. I got rid of it. Don't support those people. We need to, it's like we can't complain about monopolies when we go and support monopolies when there's alternatives, right? So it's, we got to go to subscriber star or something else that is available, right? Or that works just the same, because fuck helping these monopolies, help create these monopolies. Sane versus insane, who would win with the numbers alone? Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, fine. Substar. It's subscriber star. Get it right. Spell it right, fucking Fredrick. Jesus. But I don't even have a subscriber star either. Like, I already have 5 downvotes. How many haters? How many fucking haters do I have? Honestly, like get the fuck off my channel then if you want to come here and just downvote like a loser. Whatever. Fucking, but they're not in the chat. See, it's like people they just come and they dislike it and they leave. They don't at least like, give me shit in the chat or something too. Like, Jesus Christ. Monopoly, I want to be the shoe. Oh yeah. No, I want to be the dog in Monopoly. I want to be the dog or the car. I like being the car. Let's buy up all the poor properties first. Kick off all the poor people. Raise their rent. But what else did I have here? Yeah, one sec. Let me share the screen. Moment. There's this that I thought was funny. Well, not that girl being bullied, but that's not funny. But mother seeks answers after alleged bullying, racist incidents at school. So, it's interesting how that is a story, but there's something in here I had saved earlier. I can't remember, but it was like the teachers, or wait, the principals, they addressed this. One sec. They're like, we understand that we're all racist, essentially, like that. What the fuck? Okay. All right. Yeah, this is it. Okay. So the TDSB has clear policies and procedures that guide us when responding to incidents of violence or hate. In this specific case, there were gaps in how the procedures were followed, and for that, we apologize, reads the letter. As a system, We know that anti-Black racism exists within our schools, and we remain committed to identifying, challenging, and overcoming it. So that's what I thought was really interesting. So this is from the principal's office, right? From the school. So they're just saying, yeah, we got anti-Black racism in our school. It's just in there. It just exists, and we need to identify it and challenge it and overcome it. Please give us money, Trudeau. We want all that fucking money. See, we're saying all the right shit, but that's fucked up, really, because if anything, there's anti-white racism in schools. There's not anti-Black racism in schools. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. There, like I said, there's girls like this, there's white girls who don't want to have kids because they think we're terrible people, and lots of them like kill themselves. I saw this one like anti-racism activist, which just means anti-white activist, killed himself from depression. He's some white guy. I'm like, well, nope, no shit. Like, of course. She's like, once this hits 100K likes, is BuzzFeed going to automatically generate an article that's like Asian American college student exposes white classmate, spurring debate on reproductive rights and American racial demographics? Yeah, they probably will. And what do you mean exposes? You what do you exposed her? Plan on never having kids because she doesn't want to create any more white people. What does that tell you? That tells you that there's fucking tons of anti-white rhetoric all over the place. I don't see the reverse going on. I see a lot of people that are really proud to be Black or Asian or Latino, and they're like, I'm so fucking proud. Oh my God, I'm the greatest. But as soon as a white person is like, hey, you're Western Europe made some pretty cool. Shut the fuck up, you racist bigot, white supremacist. No, all that shit was, you just stole it from fucking Black people and Arabs. You wouldn't be nothing. You're washing you were living in shit and piss before we came along, you fucking cave apes or something like that. And you're like, fuck off, man. Seriously. Like, fuck off. And you all these cunts. They're like, yeah, great job. I love this person. Yay. I'm doing my part. And you got these just adopt. That's made me laugh, right? This Black person telling this white person to adopt, or a white person telling it to adopt, right? You're gonna get shit on for adopting Black kids too, right? You can't do that, because then they're gonna be like, oh, look, they're colonizing them, and oh, see, they just want to own little Black kids. There's no winning. Like, Alyssa Milano should have taught you guys this. She can't sex strike. Oh, this is oppressive to women of color because some fucking reason. You're like, what? Doesn't make any sense. But then you got this. It's like, as a system, we know that anti-Black racism exists within our schools, and we remain committed. Fuck you. Like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't exist. But what do you do? What do you do with this? This is what their kids are being taught these days. They're being shoved this nonsense in their fucking brains. Blame Canada. It's not a real country. Yeah, that's true. Is my video still going or what? Writing bigots. Hold on a second. From my point of view, it just looks blank. It says I'm live. One sec. I'm looking. Okay, there we go. Okay, no, it works. It was just blank there for me for a second. I don't know if you guys are able to see that. I don't even know if it's shared for you. Hopefully it did. Where you get that black baby? Andy saw that vid. Who's Andy? Oh, Andy. Okay. Muslim. Come on. Let me see this. Hold on a second. My video is kind of slowing down a second. Is it lagging for you guys on your end? Let me just check the chat here. Yeah, no. But one sec here. Feed is good. Okay, it's good. Yeah, I don't know why this is messing up for my end for a little bit there. Sound is screwed. Sound is good. Okay. Good. Well, I'll show you a couple more. I'll show you these guys that you guys should subscribe to, or I mean follow on Twitter. But what is this? What the hell is this? Oh, that was that dumb woman. But this person's pretty good. Michelle Caitlin, I guess. You know, you got some pretty good tweets. You know, I don't know. I haven't but mostly I want to show you like this guy's tweet, I hypocrite. This guy, what I like about him and also Orwell and Good is they just got a lot of snapshots of a lot of different stuff usually, and they don't have usually a link, but you can find usually articles. So it's like, you know, like foster family accused of making their kids transgender. Youngest is only 3 years old. So, you know, just fucked up headlines. Women don't listen to Alyssa Milano's sex strike nonsense. It plays right into the hands of anti-abortion misogynists. It does too, because they're all like, good, don't have sex. They're like, this is great. And then like this is like in quotes, it literally costs you nothing. So this is in reference to I guess calling people a transex, like a tranny, or I mean a man or a girl, right? Because they're like, oh, you know, just be nice to people, call them what they want to be called. But you know, as we know in Canada, you get charged $55,000 fucking dollars. But look at all these headlines. UK mom, and you can look up all this stuff. UK mom arrested for calling transgender activist a man. So this is 2019. You know, this teacher was fired for misgendering a student. Who could be next? You know, tax expert fired from think tank for saying men cannot change it to women. So fired, fined, fired. Like gay bar event features sexually themed boy. You know, transgender MMA fighter Fallon Fox breaks opponent's skull. Police question UK journalist for misgendering a transgender woman. Religious parents lose custody of transgender teen for refusing hormone treatment. So, you know, these are real world fucking consequences. Who died after being kidnapped and stabbed by a man pretending to be an Uber driver? Okay, yeah. See, they don't go into the race of the guy, right? But you know, this was a black guy who killed a white girl. And if it was University of South Carolina awards posthumous degree to Samantha, who died after getting into wrong car. But yeah, there's some Arab or black guy that killed him. But you know, it's not going to be some racial issue, which I don't think it should be. I'm not saying make it one, but we just know the reverse. What would happen? Oh yes, rigging elections by squints, making sure only citizens vote. Having like, you know. See, this is gay shit they promote. So apparently straight men prefer their bromances to their girlfriends. The men also report feeling less judged by their close male friends than their girlfriends. Sounds like fragile masculinity to us. Like, what's this bullshit, man? Like, why do they keep pushing this? Like, I keep seeing articles like that. They're like, oh, straight guys like to make out and cuddle with their straight friends. They're like, no, we don't. What the hell are you talking about? This never happened. No, we don't do that. Like, what? Like, but they're pushing this to little kids, and they're trying to make them think that this is normal. Trying to convince them that it's normal. Damn these white people and their squints, willingness to perform difficult vital labor for the survival of humanity, understanding the unbearable whiteness of farming. See, it's like, that's why I love, there's like a meme on Twitter. damn these white people and their, before it was roll the dice. I guess now it's squint, but before it was roll the dice, and it was like, it would just show like a random article, like, white people and math, or like white people, whiteness and this, and whiteness and farming. This is pretty funny. South African man arrested for eating a KFC for a year by saying head office sent him to taste if they're up to standard. Yeah, got little dogs there. It's a cute dog. Foster parents transitioned. We had a couple funny other things here on the show. What is this? White people, please wash your bodies, your whole bodies. This is why you smell like dirty butts. Look at that, 2K likes. See, imagine if I said black people, right? It's like black people. It would be like an international news story. And if these people were in universities, like a white girl or something, because that's happened before, where they like lost their university degree and all this other stuff because they shared like a Snapchat that said, like, I don't know, the N-word or something. But you know what? In my opinion, this is just as bad as saying the N-word, because at least the N-word, you could be like, oh, he's just being provocative by saying, but you're just saying like hateful shit. You're saying like, white people, wash your bodies because you fucking stink like ass. Like, what the hell? Like, go to hell, you fucking whore. Whiteness is violence, and films like Green Book act like a band-aid. See, it's never good enough for these leftists. That whole Green Book was like just a whole homage to like, oh, how black people were oppressed. But it's still never good enough. You know why? Because they had a white character in it that was portrayed as like not a scumbag. So they're like, oh, this is just to make white people feel okay with these movies, because we all know that every white person back in the day was a scumbag racist that just, like whipped black people. So like, why are they portraying it like there's some nice ones? Oh, this is not realistic at all, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, these people. Green Book act like a band-aid on the deep, infected and festering wound that is whiteness. But I'm not talking about white people. I'm just talking about whiteness. No, I'm not talking about white people, except for like this, except for like here. Now I'm talking about white. When I'm talking about whiteness, no. And anti-blackness. Nothing more. Nothing more. You're just dumb. Is there anything that white people hate more than being told that their voices aren't necessary or desired? Like, yeah, and lots of people don't like that. If somebody's like, hey, my opinion, shut the hell up. We don't want to listen to you. Your opinion is irrelevant because of your skin color. It's like, oh, okay. Thanks, asshole. Why do you care so much that we tell you that we don't care because of your skin color? Jeez, you're so sensitive, snowflake. And you're like, oh, you guys you just use those terms incorrectly a lot of the times too. And they try to like reuse the term snowflake on right wingers and stuff. And you're like, oh my God. But it's like, but yeah, of course, people don't like it when their voices, when they're told like, hey, your voice isn't necessary because I'm a racist bitch. And especially want to encourage white folks. I always see this, white folks. Why did you say white people? Are we people or are we folks? Who I have the means to join us on Patreon. Give me money, white people, because I need your money. Where we need your support, your access to more financial resources can be redistributed to black and brown feminist sites like ours. Hey, you dumb fucking white people, give us your money. Give us your money because we need it to make more like anti-white rhetoric about you. Like, gotta hate these people. There's this vegan parent facing jail time after toddler found so severely malnourished she didn't have teeth. That's veganism for you. Don't do that. This is what it's like to grow up as a closeted gay extremist Muslim in East London. This is gross. This is Chips Ahoy, okay? This is Chips Ahoy. Okay, where's the actual? There's an actual thing. I can't remember. I had it, but I don't even know if I want to show you because it's just like a really deep voice, and he's like, "Hey, go buy Chips Ahoy. It's really delicious. Oh, I love it. I love it." Man who tortured girl 2 with blowtorch and electric dog collar found hanged in jail. Well, good. Good. You deserve to die, you motherfucker. Should women go on a sex strike over Republican abortion laws? Feminists are divided. Oh, I love that shit. But yeah, see, this is the UK. Like, you know, this guy who is black himself fined $5,000 in order to attend education course by FA for offensive Twitter post from 6 years ago after writing, "Why are black people so fast? Because the slow ones are in prison." So you had to pay this from 5 years ago. You had to pay that. Like, fucking, like, really, they're going to have people like looking up. But see, like Orwell goes, only years of propaganda and demonization could lead somebody to not want to have children because of who they are. To the applause of tens of thousands. So, you know, it's pretty disgusting. You know, this, I don't know if you guys heard about this. Captain Marvel's Brie Larson demands more diversity in Hollywood. So fans create a petition to have her replaced with a gay woman of color. It's like backfire. Look at this. This will get some people. Wow. Was Shakespeare a dark-skinned Jewish woman? Elise Winkler lays out a truly compelling case. So, hey guys, Shakespeare, great European, you know, writer that just influenced society. Well, oh, he was actually a Jewish woman. Well, maybe if he was a Jewish woman, then we would be allowed to teach them in the universities again. They'd be like, "Oh, wait, we can learn Shakespeare again because he's not a white male." Oh, thank God. We've been suffering with this crap for so long. We've had to read. Like, now we get to read Shakespeare again. This is great. Cultural diversity, enrichment in Great Britain. Look at this. They're just beating that guy. Senseless. Diversity is our strength. Diversity is our strength. Diversity is our strength. It's our strength. It's our strength, guys. School renames Mother Day not to offend kids without mothers. So, you know, but go sub to this guy. He's funny. He's got great tweets. He's got a good channel. I mean, a good Twitter thing. He's got a lot of funny stuff, a lot of different stories, you know, ideas. I was at the Globe in the UK. He ain't gay whammon. I really do like dogs more than most people. Shakespeare's racist and white. Yeah, I agree. AJ, play this Muslim children in U.S. singing about decapitation. Oh yeah, I did see that story. If you can send me the link. Sorry, getting a little tired. If you can send me that link in the description, I will play the video for you. White woman or white women naturally drawn to white side for centuries. When it really says that, he isn't lying. Andy Loney, I think he played that. Can you see my post, AJ? I think one of the mods in here censored. Well, I haven't looked at the chat for a little while. So if you've been saying stuff, I probably missed it for a good little while, because when I screen share, I can't see what goes on in the chat. When I'm doing that screen sharing, guys, just know that I can't read the chat. Jamie, AJ went a little crazy with that wrenches 1 week or two. Yeah, no, who's talking about wrenches? You should see the dilemma that goes down over the bucket of chicken super glued to the floor. Rolf, my lord, delete mine years ago. He's going for experience. So 1 sec here. I just went back up the chat just to see. Hey, Faye, what do you make of Sargon running for MP? Think it'll go anywhere. Honestly, I don't know enough about the UK politics to tell you if it would go anywhere, but I think it's good. I'm not opposed to him running and all those other people running. I think it's a good thing. It's better than them just doing absolutely nothing, right? Sargon, I disagree with him with a lot of different things, but he's better than a fucking leftist, like a crazy leftist and SJWs and shit. Like, I would agree with him a lot more on things and feel like you could reason with him more. But yeah, it's fucked up to see what's happening where essentially his political violence against him and Tommy Robinson and stuff is being like endorsed. And yeah, it's only what do you call it? Milkshakes and stuff being thrown at people right now, but it's going to escalate to more. And you got like the media and all these other people saying like, this is hilarious. But eventually it's going to be like acid they're going to throw in somebody's face, or they're going to throw something like that. But yeah, no, I support his candidacy and stuff, and I hope he does well, because he's better than all the other candidates in the UK. That is definitely for sure. Yeah, man, I'd like to meet up with you one day, man. That'd be cool. Before I move to Nova Scotia, you're moving to Nova Scotia. Milkshakes today. I like milkshakes. Milkshakes are delicious. Anybody who doesn't like a milkshake there's something severely wrong with them. There's I like chocolate milkshakes and vanilla. I like chocolate and vanilla. Sometimes I don't want chocolate milkshakes. Sometimes I just want a vanilla. I live like 3 blocks from AJ. How do you know where I live, Jamie? I don't know how you know where the fuck I live, man. I never told anybody where I live. Unless you're what's his name's brother. Unless you're what's his name's brother, then that makes sense. But other than that, I don't know how you I don't know how you know I live, man. That's kind of messed up, to be honest. I don't know. Did I tell somebody one day? I don't think I did. You lactose intolerant? I'm not lactose intolerant. I drink lots of milk. I buy, whenever I go, I buy 2 4-liter jugs of milk every time I go get milk, because it's delicious. I love milk, and it's filling too. It fills your stomach, and that's why I like it. It's delicious, and it fills you up. Now AJ is freaked. Doxy. I am freaked. That's what I'm saying. You were saying that before, James. He's like, I live 3 blocks from you. Like, how do you know where the fuck I live, man? Like, don't dox me. Don't dox me, please. Please. I'm sending AJ bagged milk. I don't give you permission to dox me. If I accidentally put it out there, it was an accident, and I didn't mean to do it. No, I meant you said anyone who doesn't like milkshakes is messed up. Oh yeah. What about people with lactose? Well, they're messed up. They're not evolved enough to drink milkshakes, so it's their own fault. That's natural selection. They should be more evolved as human beings to drink milkshakes. So they're they should be axed out of the gene pool, essentially. That's my opinion. Should be taken out of the gene pool. If you're lactose intolerant, you just need to go. I'm joking. I'm joking. No. That's wrong. There's nothing wrong with being It's only like peanut allergies I have problems with. And I'm like, just eat a fucking peanut and just have it, just end it. Because sick of having to, like, when I was in school, be like, oh, you can't bring peanut butter sandwiches to school because somebody could die. And you're like, well, that's all I have to eat. What do you want me to eat? Like, I'm not going to have anything else to eat. I don't. I lived in St. James. Don't listen to Mike. Don't dox me. My Winnie the Pooh ears perk up the sound of Winnipeg neighborhoods. Yeah. You like milkshakes because you're white. You're right. I do like, that's true. Well, the majority of people that are not lactose intolerant are Europeans, right? 90% of Europeans can drink milk in adulthood, right? And they think like, that's obviously, and what's interesting about lactose intolerance too is it came about really quickly, or not lactose intolerance, but the ability to digest milk, right? They were looking at some of our ancestors that lived here, and at the hunter gatherers that lived, like some of our ancestors, and like 10,000 or so years ago, and only like 10% of the people there had the ability to digest calcium, or like the milk or whatever, but in a short amount of time, then it was like somehow like 80 to 90% of people were somehow able to digest milk. So we're not really exactly sure, I guess, what happened. Maybe it's the breeding with Neanderthals, maybe it was something else, I don't know. A quick natural selection. But milk is awesome. Like, milk is what has made us survive in northern climates, and given us the ability to survive in northern climates where other people weren't able to, right? So Fredrick, milk is racist. It is racist. Yeah, I think it was during an epic famine, right? Yeah, I'm not sure when the ability to digest it became more prominent in Europeans, but it's good. I'm glad we were able to do it, because without it, like I said, you're living in cold climates. You need the milk from animals to live. Without drinking the milk from the cattle, you would probably die, right? Yellow milk is bad, but still racist. It means it has organs. Eat peanut butter sandwiches. That was 5 decades ago. Yeah, I don't know. I'm joking with the whole peanut allergy thing too, right? Like, my buddy had peanut allergy and like a fish allergy, and I would always tell him, like, I'm like, you should just end it right now, because I worked in the kitchen for a while, and whenever you're working in the kitchen, you're a cook, and then you're like really busy, and you're like, oh, and then somebody comes and they're like, I got a fish allergy and I got this allergy, and you're like, fuck. So you got to go, like, stop all of your orders immediately, and like just go and like somehow just go and make the time to put on your gloves and be all like cautious with the other stuff, and you use like new stuff, and you're like, oh god damn it, I gotta like stop everything I'm doing to make this allergy order. I'm like, I'm obviously gonna do it correctly because I want the person to die, but I'm still like, oh, I wish you'd have stayed home, you goddamn person with an allergy. but yeah, like, they want to come out and eat too. I understand that, and I'm not gonna rag on them too hard, right? You can't help what your body is allergic to, right? It's unfortunate. So it has to be environmental. Let me see here. Oh, yeah, I got a couple more things I want to show. There was another tweet I want to share from this Andre guy. So this guy is a scumbag on Twitter. Andre, like, he's just like a Black Lives Matter race baiter, Canadian version of a BLM person that shouldn't exist in Canada because we don't have the same history of America. And even if we did have the same history, those people shouldn't exist still either. Every white person in this neighborhood stood around and did nothing while a Nazi flag flew overhead. So a First Nations man went ahead and showed the correct actions to take when fascists start feeling themselves. Give him a medal. So what happened is, a guy in Saskatchewan flew a Nazi flag, right? And everybody in the town, right, complained. So what this guy was saying is a lie to begin with, right?
because he said that all the white people did nothing, but they did complain. They just didn't go on his property and tear down the flag and burn it. They didn't go down and burn his private property because they respect the law. Oh, these fucking white people didn't. You're just a race-baiting piece of shit. It's like, this guy was just trolling people, and then, it becomes some whole issue. And this guy wanted some fame. That's why he posted on his Facebook Live and all this shit. But then you got these scumbags like Andre. Like, I'll just go through his Twitter right now. Let's just see some of the crap that this guy has been saying, like just today or something. Because I'm sure it's just full of shit, full of it. He thinks he's like some action hero or something. It's like, man, you read too many fucking comic books. I'm getting tired of this. Faith Goldie, an open white supremacist banned on Facebook, but still verified on Twitter, is wrapping up her rhetoric against queer Toronto and now painting a target on the back of specific LGBT business to her violent, dangerous followers. Oh my God. 62,000 followers. Turbo gay dumpster raccoon. He, them, Devil's Party. Like, what the fuck? Why? It's got like Thanos or something in the background. I don't know. Shout out to the old perv who just had to stop me in the street to tell me, hey, your dog is getting wet. I yelled, you should see my pussy. He was old. I hope he lived. I don't know. Canadian settlers never cease to shock me with the disturbing lengths they will take to dehumanize Indigenous people. We are not monkeys. Inuit speak out about skin graft. Well, yeah, if they did do that, that's terrible. That's terrible. But they're bringing up shit that happened in the 70s to be like, oh, these white settlers. Well, at least you call us settlers and not immigrants. Thank you. I appreciate you calling my ancestors settlers as opposed to immigrants. Thank you. I mean, they tried to tell us, I don't know. That guy, he's just spoiling the show. I'm not going to spoil it for you. You cannot break the chains when you legitimately rest on the hereditary monarchy on who begot whom on kings. What the fuck are you talking about? Shut up. Ugh. I don't know. And racism continues. Yellow Vest, Canada, Facebook does nothing. This guy works for the McLeans, right? So he's promoting this on his Twitter. It's like, look at the racism from the Yellow Vest. Christians need to stop being so naive about Muslim immigration. Christians need guns as well as infidels. Yes, I agree. Keep these shit stains out of Canada. What's racist about this? Proud infidel. Islam is one of them. Nuke cancels must be treated. Well, yeah, like, don't say nuke. You guys are really stupid. People who go on, like, I know you're probably kidding, like, oh, it'd be great to fucking just blah, blah, blah. But guys, you got to be fucking smarter, okay? Be smarter. Okay? Watch what the fuck you say on Discord and what you share and do all this and all this stuff. Because you know what? Journalists are probably, I don't think they're watching me, but they're watching some other people. They're watching other Discords, and they're going in, they're reading all this shit, and they're making stories about it. Or they got these leftists in there going and giving it to journalists, right? They got these people with nothing better on their time to go and screenshot right-wingers, and they'll find one thing that's kind of like moderately like, oh, see, they're promoting hatred. Oh, see, we need a purge of all of them. Leave not. But you know what? It's also, I can say, watch what you guys say also, but at the same time, it's very easy for a leftist to pretend to be somebody on the right and then, go into our chats
and say a bunch of shit, right? And say blah, 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 right? But as long as you got other people in there, that if people do say stuff like that, you know, you got to say like, hey man, no, that's wrong. Like, that's not, violence is not the answer. That's not funny. That's not okay. Right. So at least you got that counterbalance to maybe show if the media tries completely smearing you, because if you just kind of like leave it and people are like, oh, we need to do all this shit, and you leave it, then the media will just kind of like, yeah, we'll be able to use that better. But, you know, it'd be a little bit harder for them to take it out of context when there's more people calling it out or whatever, right? Or you have evidence of it. But nonetheless, right? You know, this is what they do. You know, they go and they try to ruin people's lives. And, you know, but yeah, if you just read it through this guy's Twitter long enough, you'll see a lot of crap, a lot of nonsense. But I don't really want to go through it right now because this guy's a joke, just a joke in general. Let me check the chat here. Let me just skip it. I'm gonna miss some stuff, guys. I'll go a little bit up to see if there's any questions with my name in it. Yeah, well, everyone knows the law only applies to whites, not blacks. Yeah, it's true. It's true. There's the double standard for us as opposed to other people, and the law only applies to us. Didn't you love how the ones taken out by Sri Lanka bombers were Easter worshippers by terrorists, not Christians versus Muslims? Yeah, exactly. All the Easter worshippers, guys, we can't call them Christians because we don't want to let the world know that they're actually the ones that are the biggest victims as opposed to Muslims. Zionism is a cancer. It's something AJ stays away from. And I just talked about Zionism at the beginning of the fucking, man. I don't know everything about. I don't know how to tie everything into fucking Jews and shit, man. Like, dude, Jesus Christ, dude. I don't know everything about Zionism and Jewish people or this or that, and I point out things that I see when I see it, but don't expect everybody to know the same shit. And don't don't give me that fucking crap. Honestly, that stuff really fucking annoys me because I do talk about everything that I see. I don't censor myself whatsoever, and people need to make their own fucking content if they want to talk about Israel and Jews and Zionists. And if they want me to talk about, you know, they got to make their own fucking content and talk about it, because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of that shit. It's like, you know, do your shit. But yeah, I'll talk about it. I've talked about it to begin with, but like I said, I'm not completely educated on stuff. I don't want to talk about stuff. I'm like, yeah, this is this and this and that, right? I'm gonna wait until I know more about stuff. But nonetheless, I think everybody who watches my stuff and who knows what the hell I do say knows that I don't censor myself, or I don't stop talking about anything. So, you know, anybody who says the opposite is just a fucking, it is not paying attention and is being dishonest. You don't want to know how to blame Jews for everything. It's creepy as fuck, right? Like, I don't know, right? I'm not talking about. I'm just saying that I don't like it if people, like, I got this one guy following me on all of my channels, all my videos, saying I'm a Zionist. He's calling me a Zionist because I'm like, and I even talked about Israel in my video, and I was like, oh, Israel's fucked up, and why are we doing this for Israel? And why did we even have Israel put there to begin with? Blah, blah, blah. But you're a Zionist show. You're probably just saying this on purpose. And I'm like, man, everybody's a shill. Like, I'm a shill probably to some people. I'm probably getting paid by Mossad or some fucking Jewish organization or some shit. Man, I have no idea. Yeah, the Easter Bunny is control opposition. Nothing wrong with that. It's healthy not to assume when you don't know about a thing. Yeah, exactly, right? Like that's the thing. I see a lot of stuff to do with Israel, definitely, and you know,
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't read the Talmud. I would like to read it. I'd like to read that, kind of understand that more and shit. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about some stuff that I don't really know 100% surety of. But I've spoken about it a lot. That's what kind of pisses me off, though, too. That's what kind of annoys me. So it's like I've spoken about everything that I know about, and nothing less and nothing more. So right, yeah, right. And I don't know. I'm just gonna be honest, right? I can only be honest with myself. That's it. And that's all I'm going to tell you guys. Like, I'm being honest with you, and I'm giving you my honest perspective. And if I'm wrong about things, then I'm wrong about things, and I'm open to be corrected. I'm pretty stubborn as well, and I might push back, but maybe I'll come around and I'll be like, okay, you were right, I was wrong, blah blah. But yeah, I'm open to be proven incorrect and all that stuff, right? But at the moment, I'm just telling you what I believe and what I see as truth. And in my opinion, if you talk about white replacement, and if you're talking about the mass immigration and the effect that it's having on white people, then that's good enough for me, to be honest. If you're talking about white people being replaced, like, which is, to my opinion, the one of the biggest issues. Maybe you say that, well, if we talk about Jewish people, that will lead to then us not being replaced. Well, okay, maybe you're right, but what I'm just saying is that if I see people and their goal is, hey, I don't want to be replaced by these different cultures and all this stuff, then then you're my friend, then you're my ally, because I don't want to be replaced. You don't want to be replaced. None of us want to be replaced. Nobody does. And none of us have all the knowledge or the information about Israel or about whatever government or Saudi Arabia, et cetera, et cetera. But, all I do know is that I care about my people. I care about Canada. I care about my country, and I care about Europeans and their culture and it not being destroyed and replaced and taken away. So, that's what I really do care about. And I do care about seeking the truth. So if that does involve stuff with uncovering more about the influence that Israel has and Zionists have on America, then I'm all for that too. Which, like I said, I've talked about that stuff, but like I said, I'm not going to pretend like I'm an expert on any of this stuff, because I'm not an expert on that. I'm not, but I do see a lot of Jewish people that are like, "Hey, I'm white," but then they're not white, and they're like, "Yeah, there's all these rich Jewish people like George Soros." And if you look into I found some crazy shit, right? I looked into the Armenian genocide. And if you look into that, and I was just doing some research because I was looking up Jews in Turkey, because I don't know why, I can't remember. But if you look that up, there was this guy, Emmanuel Carreso, who was a Sephardic Jewish guy who was actually one of the founders of the Young Turks, right? So I'm like, that's kind of interesting, right? And also, if you look into the Holodomor, right, and what happened to Russia and all this stuff, and who was really behind a lot of that stuff, right? And like I said, I'm not an expert, so I don't want to say like this is what happened, this would happen, because this is just from some of the knowledge I guess I do know, but from what I think I do know, that like, yeah, but I can find that on YouTube or on Google and Wikipedia and stuff. The Emmanuel Carreso thing, like that is true. That you can find that shit. And then there's stuff like the USS Liberty, USSR Liberty, and all this other stuff. So there's a lot of conspicuous things, right? But I'm open to learning about that stuff, and more and more, because I think it's definitely is important. And also, if you just look at the impact that APAC has on America and their foreign policy, it's ridiculous, right? Look at the control that they have on Trump. And the Republicans look ridiculous right now. How they're calling everybody anti-Semites. And they're like, oh, look at, and then Trump's like, this person hates Jews. On Twitter, he's like, this person hates Jews, and this person hates Jews. And I'm like, no, they don't. Ilhan Omar, and I don't know, maybe Ilhan Omar, she probably does. I don't know, probably does. But what she said about AIPAC wasn't anti-Semitic at all. And the fact that you see Trump and all these Republicans supporting these blatant anti-free speech things, not being able to boycott Israel, which is insanity, right? And look at Europe and the fact that nobody's allowed to question the Holocaust. Like, that is fucked up. That's really fucked up. And if people want to if people want to stop conspiracy theories, then all you're doing by making it illegal is going to make it even worse. So if anything, you're just legitimizing it by a lot, and you're legitimizing it for me too, because you got that all over the world. It's like nobody's allowed to question this stuff, but we're allowed to question the Holodomor, where 7 million Russians died, or Ukrainians, or something like that, and like all these other things we're allowed to question, or not, or allowed to, or whatever, but not this. No. So there's a lot of fucked up shit, right? Who said AIPAC is a race? Did somebody say AIPAC is a race? Who said Israel is a race? Jews? Are Jews even a race? I don't know. There's a lot of white Jews, a lot of brown ones, and a lot of them with a lot of European ancestry and stuff. So I have no idea. You have to do a genetic test or something, but I'm sure they have similar characteristics. But I don't know. Their DNA is highly different depending on which Jewish you look at. But like I said, I'm not a fucking expert. Black Jews. Well, yeah, like are these Russian Jews, the white ones? Are they really Jews, or are they just converted Jews? Are they really actual ethnic Jews, or maybe they were converts from Russia years ago or something, right? Like I don't know. Sephardic. But like I said, that guy who made was the founder, one of the founders of the Young Turk, he was Sephardic. He was a Sephardic Jew, anyways. Well, yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know. I just think the whole Jew and Israel thing is really fucking stupid. Like, not this, but the whole Israel thing in general and how people back it. Like, a lot of people who back it are evangelicals because they're Christians, and they think that this will complete the prophecy of fucking God or some shit. So they need the Jews to own Israel or something to fulfill that crap. And you're like, this is stupid, man. Like, why are you really going to support a country because of your fucking Bible? Like, that's dumb. Honestly, that's just dumb to me. But what do you do? That's why I'm saying, like, that's why I'm not Christian. Like, I do think there's good in Christianity, and that it kind of holds society together. And I don't recommend us all leaving Christianity, but yeah, I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Christian. From what you know, most are Ashkenazi Jews, which aren't even Jewish, but some kind of Eastern European imported to Israel. Yeah, right. Like, it's fucked, man. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of research I got to do about that stuff. But I know I saw this one video where this one girl was saying that the Jewish ones, like, what's his name? The leader of Israel right now, he's Russian. Like, he's a Russian Jew. And in the video I was watching, I forget, there was this girl and she was saying that they were converts to Judaism. They were this, they were like the European type converts, right? But they weren't like the real Jews. And then when they came to like Israel, they sterilized a lot of the black Jews that were there too. They sterilized and fucking killed a lot. Well, not killed, but like, forced sterilized these people and shit. And also what Israel is doing to that country and to Palestine is really fucked up, because even if you don't even believe in any of this stuff about Israel and stuff, or Jews, what they're doing to Palestinians is horrible, and how they're annexing their land little by little. Like, they were not promised that. They weren't promised all the land and the Golan Heights and all of this other shit, but they have it now. And now Trump is saying, "Oh yeah, you can have the Golan Heights," and that they clearly have a lot of fucking influence on American politics, and America, which is the most powerful country on the face of the planet, is listening to this little itty bitty country. It's like, it's either, I think it's also a mutual beneficial thing, because America, it's a good outpost for the Middle East as well. You got this Israel right there. You can now use that to go as an excuse to attack Iran, Iraq, Syria, Libya, all these different places, to steal their resources, right? Right. The Palestinians have been there for thousands of years, and then now they're all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, well, Jews lived here like 2,500 years ago, so we're gonna put them back." You're like, "No, that's not how it works. That's their land now. I don't give a fuck about the Bible. I'm just telling you guys, I'm sorry, but I don't give a fuck if the Bible says that this is where the Jewish people need to reside or something. I don't, that's stupid. That's dumb." And it's like, why did we do that? And now we're kind of stuck with the situation, because you can't just kick out all the Israelite people and the Jewish people that live there now. Like, what do you do? What do you just kick them out and scatter them throughout Europe and the rest of the world or something, and have the Palestinians move in? Or do you make sure that they do control that part of the region now? You know what I mean? Or just get out of it completely, right? I think we just get out of it completely. But it is getting pretty late, guys. I didn't want to have this stream go on for too long. Good conversation, though. I think we can do this again sometime. I like having this convo with the chat. And I'm not a Zionist shill. No, but yeah, Jamie, fucking Jamie. I don't know if you're still there. Let me see here. Let me see. Vincent. Okay, no, you're not. You left, or maybe you're still there. I don't know. But I think I'm gonna end it, guys. Thank you all for coming by. Thank you for the happy birthday wish from Kel. I really appreciate that. And have a good night, guys. Take it easy.